Hope this isn't the wrong type of worm for my garden, but this dude is active. Look at him go. Literally doing the wiggle worm. Oh, snap. I'll put him back where I found him. There you go, buddy. Go do the work. Hey, what's going on, YouTube? This is Jacob Chavarria with Elevated Growth, and I'm going to show you something I noticed today that really has helped elevate my garden this year. I plant things very tightly. I kind of follow square foot gardening, but man, I've probably planted a little more intensively this year, and I've had a lot of success, but I really think it's because of two things. So let me show you what those are. So if I'm ever doing these garden tours or zooming around, you're gonna notice these containers. And those are basically my in-ground vermicompost containers, which is basically worm feeders. So I feed my worms through a couple of those throughout the garden. So I have 3 of them in here, and I've planted them kind of strategically. So I know I have heavy feeding plants here, and those 2 tomatoes. So I have one right there, and then I have another one hiding over here. And I got one more in this other bed. Take you to it. In there. Right. So that is where I put all my food scraps. And those feed a lot of the plants, and that leaf fell off, so I'll throw it there. So those feed a lot of the plants inside my garden bed. And another thing I do is I actually put down a lot of worm castings, and some of those worm castings came from my father-in-law. And something I noticed today as I was digging around the garden, let's see if I can see, like almost anywhere I dug, there, look, I barely put my hand in the ground. These guys. So almost anywhere. All right, I'm 1 for 1. Let me see. I dig a different spot. This is where we dug today. We were talking about the soil and what it looked like. And I just dig down a little bit. Look at that. These guys. Worms. They've been such a big asset this year in my garden. Look, right there's another one. A couple of them right there. So they're just turning all this soil into food to feed all these tomatoes and peppers. Worms, vermicompost beds have been a game changer this year. So I will definitely keep feeding my garden through those worms and keep on growing. Walking through the trellis system. So any compost I have that I'm not quite done with, like I'll use a lot of this stuff right here. So like grass clippings and leaves, I'll use that unfinished compost essentially, take it over to the garden and feed the plants if I don't have something. And that has just made my garden look completely different this year. I mean, just walking through this tunnel, you can tell how productive, how lush everything looks. And I'm out here in West Texas where, you know, we've been in the triple digits. It's been hot. Everything looks so good this year. And I plant very intensively. I mean, I've got eggplant. I got black-eyed peas, cucumbers. We have basil, flowers, peppers. I have another tomato back there. I mean, I somewhat follow square foot gardening, but I'm not following it exactly. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 peppers right there in, you know, a 6-foot bed. So I got a pepper every foot, and they look great. They look happy. I got a habanero loaded with peppers. This Jimmy Nardello, about to start putting out a ton. Santa Fe, this is a big Jim pepper, about to start putting out a ton of peppers. I've got a Santa Fe pepper here, it's a hot pepper, doing great. So those little worm casting or little worm feeders, the vermiculture feeders, are just helping my garden so much. And like I said, I strategically put them where I knew I had plants that were heavy feeders. I got a couple tomatoes, I got some peppers close by. I wanted that there to feed them. So that is my secret. So I don't think that's really like a garden secret, but it's something I have noticed has made a huge difference this year. My father-in-law actually has been growing worms. He bought worms. He got really into vermicomposting, so he gave me some of his red wigglers, and he had some blue worms, a type of blue worm, and both of those have done very well in my garden. Now, I even noticed when he would give me worm castings that some of the worms would actually, or some of the worm castings would actually have worm eggs in them, and I would get worms just from, starting a plant and using his worm castings. So I'm really happy with the way the garden looks this year, and I think a lot of that is based on the worms, their worm castings, and feeding the soil. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, follow me, comment. If you got any tips on things you'd like to do, things you'd like to do with your worms, or how you feed your garden, post it in the comment section. I'll keep posting videos and let you know what's working here out in the deserts of West Texas, out in the oil patch. All right, talk to y'all later. Thanks.